2024 is coming to an end. Here are the top recipes that were made here in the Spilling the Sweet Tea kitchen. Now, I wanted to do a top 10. I couldn't really narrow it down to 10, so we got 12 recipes, and this is in no particular order. Let's go. Baby, in March of this year, y'all were going crazy over them Little Caesars Crazy Puffs. But your girl, Carlina Davis, the Spilling the Sweet Tea, came through and showed you how to make them at home. This is probably my most viral recipe this year on Instagram. It has 5.2 million views. If you go to Instagram right now, today, and type in Crazy Puffs, you see your girl right here in the corner. I immediately come up with my Crazy Puffs recipe. That's iconic. I guess since we're talking about copycat recipes, we should go ahead and talk about these Nashville hot mozzarella sticks I did earlier this year. Baby Chili's had y'all in the chokehold, and y'all can make these at home. So I showed you how. This one is probably my second viral video on Instagram this year. It got like 3.1 million views. This video that I made about these fried peach hand pies, because you guys know I love all things peach. There's actually another recipe that I did that has peaches in it that went viral this year. But these fried peach hand pies were a hit. The recipe is on my website, spillingthesweettea.com, if you want to make it. And of course, I made that pie dough from scratch. Okay. Baby, sticking with peaches, let's talk about my peach cobbler ice cream sandwich. Anytime your video makes it to Terry K's duet, baby, it's a hit. Okay, this had me cracking up.
Peach cobbler ice cream sandwiches. Let me show you how to make them.
Terry, I love you, and I'm so glad we are mutuals on this app, and you enjoyed that recipe. The next video is my fried chicken recipe. I think my fried chicken video has about 1.3 million views on it. I give great tips on how to fry amazing fried chicken. If y'all can't tell, I love some copycat recipes. In April of this year, I went to a work event, and I happened to go to Yardbird and have their cornbread in their restaurant. Tasting their cornbread was really what inspired me to come out with my own cornbread mix. Miss Lena's cornbread mix, available on Amazon and spillingthesweettea.com. I recreated their cornbread, and it did extremely well over on Facebook. This cornbread is delicious, so I think I'm going to recreate it with my own cornbread mix. Add the bacon, the jalapeno, and the cheddar, and then the corn in there, and see how it turns out. This was real good. Baby, if you follow me, you know the bulk of what I share on this app are the memories on a plate that my mother created for me. So much so that I published a cookbook called Memories on a Plate, Southern Recipes I Learned from My Mom. I have shared so many memories on a plate that my mother has shared with me. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to share your memories on a plate with me. So for Mother's Day, I asked you guys to send me the recipe that you love that your mother or mother-in-law would make, and I'll recreate it to honor her for Mother's Day. I got so many amazing recipes, but the story and the recipe that really did well, especially over on Facebook, was Mimi's potato salad. Baby, one of my A1 Day 1 followers, Maisha, sent me her mother-in-law's, which I loved, her mother-in-law's New Orleans style potato salad recipe. And I have recreated it and shared it on my social media pages, and everybody loved the story that went along with Mimi's recipe and the recipe itself. I still get notifications over on Facebook about Mimi's potato salad recipe. So Maisha, thank you for sharing Mimi with me so I can share her with all of my followers. Baby, I decided to do the same thing for Father's Day, and I asked the same question, and I got a beautiful email from Pastor Briggs' daughter, and she wanted me to share with you guys her late father's corn pudding recipe. So I recreated the recipe and shared with you guys all over my social media platforms, and you really enjoyed Pastor Briggs' recipe for corn pudding. Shout out to Momo Fuku, okay? This recipe right here, or this video right here, has 1.3 million views on TikTok. I saw these noodles trending on a TikTok shop, so I decided to make a recipe to go with the noodles and promote them on the TikTok shop. And baby, when I tell you 1.3 million views later, not only have you guys supported me as a TikTok shop creator and bought these noodles, which has helped me tremendously grow my brand. It is one of the most popular videos that I did on TikTok this year. I'm actually gonna show you guys how I made the shrimp for this recipe. Probably next week, once I get done with my 12 days of Christmas recipes, I'll show you guys how I made those shrimp. Because so many people ask, how did you make the shrimp? How did you make the shrimp? I just showed you guys the process of making the noodles, but I'll show you guys how I made those shrimp. So if you want to try these noodles, I think they on sale. Grab them from my TikTok shop showcase. The next recipe is my sweet potato cornbread made with my Miss Lena's cornbread mix. Since I've launched the mix, I wanted to create several videos showing you guys how you can use the mix to make various recipes using it. So I've done sweet potato cornbread, cranberry cornbread, butter pecan cornbread. Name it, I've made it. But this sweet potato cornbread that I made a couple of months ago did really well here on TikTok as well as on Instagram. And I appreciate all of the love and support for everyone who has tried the Miss Lena's cornbread mix. If you haven't already, go on and get you some, okay? All the feedback so far has been great. People say they love it, and the cornbread mix is delicious. Baby, my next recipe really got folks making their husbands fall in love with them all over again. These are not my words, okay? Miss Keisha Anderson left me a comment over on Facebook to let me know that my mama's Candy Yams recipe helped her out. My girl said, thank you so much. You done made my husband fall in love with me all over again, eating those delicious yams. Keisha girl, you welcome. I am so glad you and your husband enjoyed my mother's candy yam recipe. Now there are others over on the Book app that had things to say, and even here on TikTok, because I had to make a clapback video about people talking about how much sugar I use in this candy yam recipe. And it really hurt my feelings because my mom's recipe means everything to me. My mother is gone. Like, I can't taste her food anymore because she's gone, but I can make it because she taught me her recipe and how to make it. So I did get in my feelings a little bit because I didn't think it was necessary. If you don't want to put that much sugar in your candy yams, don't. Just scroll. But you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to say hurtful things to people you don't know about a recipe on the internet. It's not that serious. But there are so many comments that I've gotten from people that have tried my mother's candy yam recipe, either from getting my cookbook or seeing me make it on social media, and they loved it. So I appreciate that, and I love you guys. Speaking of my mama, speaking about Eastern North Carolina cooking, the last recipe that was mega viral in 2024 was Eastern North Carolina collard greens. This was not a new video, it was a repost. I pretty much post this video every year just because around Thanksgiving, people are sharing collard green recipes. And I actually made collard greens the exact way my aunts, my mother, you know, anybody I know from 252 East of Raleigh makes collard greens. Baby, we chop our collard greens. Once we cook them down and they're tender, we pull a lot of the pot liquor off of them and we use a chopper and we chop our greens. That's how we eat them in Eastern North Carolina. But baby, some of y'all cannot respect people's culture and how they eat different foods and prepare them differently. And because the bulk of people wanted to be negative, that video on Facebook got 1 million views. And baby, it made me a couple $100. So I appreciate the coins. Baby, that's it. That's all. Those are the 12 top recipes that were made here in the Spilling the Sweet Tea Kitchen in 2024. I am so grateful for all you guys' love and support. Thank you so much for following me, sharing my content, commenting, liking, recreating my recipes, buying my cookbook, supporting my Miss Lena's cornbread mix, biscuit mix, preserves. It has been absolutely amazing. I am going to make another video just kind of highlighting the milestones I hit this year, some major accomplishments I hit this year. So that will be my third wrap-up video for 2024. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I love you all. If you want more recipes or you want the recipes written out, head to my website, spillingthesweettea.com. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new details or anything that's happening with me, Spilling the Sweet Tea. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys soon.